I'd like to welcome everyone to our annual Veterans Day celebration here at the Central Fire Station. We appreciate you being with us today, and we all come together as a community to give thanks and pay tribute to our hometown veterans. To get us started, I'd like to invite members of the Woodlands Fire Department Honor Guard to come forward for the presentation of colors, where we'd be followed when they arrive by the Pledge of Allegiance by Fire Chief Palmer Buck, and then followed by the National Anthem by Liv Garcia. Honor Guard. Ask you to please stand, please.
If you join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and for the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's give a big round of applause for our national anthem. Awesome. So good, Liv. So good. And our fire department. Like many veterans in the crowd today, our firemen and our law enforcement, they keep us safe. They run into scary situations when the rest of us would probably be freaking out. So let's thank our fire department. If you don't mind, give them a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to take time just to recognize a few of our township directors who joined me here today. Our Vice Chairman, Craig Eisler. Craig's in traffic, but let's give him a round of applause. Craig. Secretary Linda Nelson. Linda's here. Treasurer Richard Franks, our own U.S. veteran here, so he's going to be coming up and talk in a minute. Directors, Dr. Shelley Skula Gibbs, you just walked in. Dr. Gibbs, how are you? Good to see you. Dr. Ann Snyder. Ann. And Director Cindy Heiser. Cindy, how are you? We've got a bunch of elected officials here, including our very own Montgomery County Commissioner Rich Wheeler. Rich, thank you so much, Rich. All these individuals work tirelessly. We besides Rich, he gets paid, but we don't in the township board. We get zero, so it's a volunteer job, and all of us really do it for the love of the community. So thank you all, my fellow directors. Special thanks to all who generously donated their packages from the Village Troop Donation Challenge. We're accepting items. If you're not able to attend today and still wish to, items can be delivered to the Woodlands Township Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. through this Friday. All care packages received will be distributed to active duty servicemen and women serving the United States all across the United States. So all those packages are in the back. It's a great thing to do, so please join us through Friday at 5 p.m. At this time, I would like to introduce our very own Director Richard Franks, used to be known as First Lieutenant Richard Franks of the 11th Armored Cavalry in the war in Vietnam. Richard, please join me. Thank you for your service, sir.
It is indeed an honor to stand here today in the presence of my fellow veterans, their families, and members of the community as we come together to express our deepest gratitude for the sacrifices made by those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Veterans Day is more than a day on the calendar. It's a powerful reminder of the freedoms we enjoy because of those who answered the call to defend them. Today we reflect on the courage, dedication, and resilience demonstrated by our service members who often endured great hardships and risks to protect our way of life. Their service stands as a testament to the highest ideals of duty, honor, and country. And it is up to all of us to ensure that we continue to honor these contributions, not just today, but throughout the year by supporting and recognizing the sacrifices made in service to us all. To commemorate our support as a community for Veterans Day in the Woodlands, I'd like to take a minute to read the following proclamation. Be it proclaimed, whereas we have a sacred trust with those who wear the uniform of the United States of America, and whereas our nation's servicemen and women are among our best and brightest, enlisting in times of peace and war, serving with honor under the most difficult circumstances, and making sacrifices that many of us cannot begin to imagine. Whereas we also pay tribute to all those who have worn the uniform and continue to serve their country as civilians protecting the greatest country in the world. And whereas our veterans continue to stand up for those timeless American ideals of liberty, self-determination, and equal opportunity. Whereas on Veterans Day, we honor the heroes we have lost, and we rededicate ourselves to the next generation of veterans by supporting our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard as they return home from duty. Now, therefore, with respect for and in recognition of the contribution of our servicemen and women have made to the cause of peace and freedom around the world, the Woodlands Township Board of Directors encourage all residents and businesses in the Woodlands to recognize the valor and sacrifice of our veterans through appropriate ceremonies, prayers, and other expressions of affirmation and proclamation, dated this day, November 11, 2025, as Veterans Day in the Woodlands, Texas. At this time, let's observe a moment of silence to honor all of the fallen heroes who have paid the ultimate sacrifice of life to protect our freedom. We'll have a musical performance by Patrick Solon following our moment of silence. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless America.
Thank you so much, Patrick. That was incredible. You never know who you're going to run into in Montgomery County. You never know their story, their history of service, their commitment to country, to state, to county, to the Woodlands Township. I'm honored to introduce our next presenter to make the introduction to our keynote speaker. Judge John Hafley is the Montgomery County Court Judge at Law for number 1. But a lot of people didn't realize he was Brigadier General in the U.S. Army before that. Talk about overachiever. Judge Hafley is an overachiever. At this time, I'd like to bring up former Brigadier General and Judge John Hafley. John.
Well, good afternoon. At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Sergeant Major Cielito Jackson, United States Army. Sergeant Major retired Jackson's 32 years of Army career is a story of breaking barriers, shaping leaders, and serving her nation with distinction. A 3-time combat deployed veteran, Sergeant Major Jackson held leadership roles from team leader to command career counselor at the 2, 3, and 4-star level, serving across the United States and overseas, including Germany, Hawaii, and multiple combat zones. Here's where I'm gonna ad lib. We found out that she and I were stationed together in Iraq in 2008, and we probably flew together from Spiker to Warhorse or Spiker up to Diamondback. Somewhere we probably flew on the same helicopter doing our mission. So it was great for the reunited. A trailblazer, she was the first corporal in her unit, the first female on the brigade commander's security team, the first Asian American and first female command career counselor for the U.S. Army Pacific Command Training and Doctrine Command, also known as TRADOC, and the 25th Infantry Division, Tropic Lightning. She was the first non-commissioned officer, first female, and first career counselor to receive the Taiwan Army Achievement Medal with Gold Star and an honorary degree from the Taiwan Army Academy. Her decorations reflect a lifetime of excellence: Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, Meritorious Service Medal 7 times, Army Commendation Medal 8 times, Army Achievement Medal 5 times, Combat Action Badge, Career Counselor Badge, Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal, Army Superior Unit Award 3 times, Unit Meritorious Commendation, Joint Meritorious Unit Award, St. Barbara Medal, Texas Yellow Rose, Presidential Volunteer Service Award, and Lifetime Global Legacy Award. A summa cum laude graduate of both her bachelor and 2 Masters of Science degrees, Sergeant Major Jackson belongs to multiple honor societies. She continues her mission as Texas Ambassador for Military Women Memorial, volunteer for National Museum of the United States Army, Vietnam War Veteran Commendation Program partner, and representative for the Army Women's Foundation. Her story is one of trailblazing leadership, dedication, and enduring legacy, inspiring soldiers, veterans, and communities across the nation. I introduce to you Sergeant Major Cielito Jackson.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. I am not deserving of the ovation, but I appreciate you. Before I begin, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Woodlands Township and to those who lend their hand for bringing the community together in this meaningful celebration. To all the dignitaries for their guidance and dedication. I love the pauses. It's removing all the butterflies in my stomach, you know. To the Woodlands Fire Department for their unwavering service and presence. Captain Puck for the patriotic Pledge of Allegiance. Patrick Salmon for the solemn performance of the bagpipe. Liv Garcia for that amazing rendition of the national anthem. Yes. To the Color Guard for their professional display of the colors. To the sponsors for your generous support. To the village troop for their spirit and commitment. And to all today's performers for sharing their talents in tribute to our veterans. And a special thank you to Dr. Eliza Garza, President of the Community Relations Team, and the U.S. Army Houston Recruiting Battalion for their partnership and continued efforts to strengthen the bond between our military and the communities they so proudly serve. Today, we gather not as members of any party or faction, but as Americans, together under one flag, grateful for one freedom, bound by one purpose, honor those who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. Each generation has answered the same call, the call to stand watch, to defend freedom, democracy, and justice for all. From the fields of Lexington and Concord to the ramparts of Fort McHenry, from the battlefields of Gettysburg to the heights of San Juan Hill, to the trenches of the Great War, from the beaches of Normandy to the frozen hills of Korea, from the jungles of Vietnam to the sands of the Persian Gulf, from the mountains of Afghanistan to the streets of Iraq, from the skies above the Pacific to the oceans that touch every shore, from the first shots fired for freedom to the battles fought in distant lands through peacekeeping and peril, our veterans have stood watch for liberty. Americans have served with courage, devotion, and an unbreakable sense of duty. They came from farms and cities, from classrooms and factories, from every race, creed, and background. Yet, once they raised their hand and took the oath, they became one, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. One team, one mission, one nation. They carried the torch of liberty across the world and kept it burning bright through the storm. And because of them, and because of you, the idea of America still stands strong. That freedom is worth fighting for. That democracy is worth defending. And that justice must be protected for all. But our story does not end with those who came before us. It continues with every veteran who still serves in our communities, our workplaces, our homes. It continues with every young American who steps forward to serve tomorrow. That legacy, courage, sacrifice, and unity is the heartbeat of our nation. Let's honor the history and continue the legacy. To my fellow veterans, we carry more than memories. We carry responsibility to look after one another, to lift up those who struggle after service, to remind this nation, divided at times, but never broken. This is what unity truly means. So today, let this not be only a day of remembrance, but a day of renewal, a day to honor our past, to uphold our present, and to shape our future. If we wish to thank a veteran, we must fulfill President Lincoln's promise to care for them. We must do more than say words. We must live them. Stand for what is right, defend what is true, be the kind of American worth fighting for. My name is Cielito Jackson, honored and humbled to have served this great nation and her people. I am and will always be a United States of America veteran. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for Sergeant Major Jackson. Thank you so much. Today we heard the importance of Veterans Day. The foundation of today's event stems from our community's desire to honor, support, and thank veterans of the Woodlands Township. As we celebrate today, we are truly grateful for the noble men and women who have fought to protect our freedom and to enjoy this beautiful community. By recognizing Veterans Day in the Woodlands Township, our hope is to provide a proper welcome home for those who have recently returned home from active duty, as well as give thanks to those who've courageously served in the past. And hearing your remarks, I want to talk about one veteran that is close to me in my neighborhood, on my street, in my cul-de-sac. I live in Hayden's Run on Tender Violet Place. This former Marine renamed that street to Tender Violence Place, just to make sure he's a Marine Corps and wants to brag about that. So he's not renaming streets, but that's what we call it. Sergeant Brent Straub is on the first recon for the United States Marine Corps out of Camp Pendleton. We celebrate 3 days in November, and he does it in a very dramatic way. The entire cul-de-sac comes together, all of our kids, they sit out in front of the TV, and on November 10th, we celebrate, just last night, the United States Marine Corps' birthday. All the kids have to sit down and watch, which is an incredible 10-minute video of the Marine Corps' Commandant's message to Marines worldwide. And they sit there and learn about what the Marine Corps has done. The second thing we always celebrate in our cul-de-sac is November 11th, Veterans Day. Brent, his son, actually puts out American flags all across our neighborhood, started it several years ago, for all the different memorials, from 9/11 to the 4th of July, but the Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day is always in there as well. And then on November 20th, we celebrate Blow Up Day. We actually do celebrate it. On November 20th, my friend Brent was blown up by an IED in Fallujah, Iraq. And he is fully healed and spends a lot of his time working with veterans who aren't healed. But every day, all those same kids get together and we talk about what he faced in war and the price that he paid that permanently disabled him from service. So that's the kind of people we have in our community. That's what makes the Woodlands special. And to all of our veterans, I can't thank you enough, and we have many of them in attendance here today. So at this time, I would like to acknowledge and recognize all veterans in attendance who have fought to protect freedom through the Salute to the Armed Forces medley. When you hear your branch song, please stand and able to wave so we may recognize you. my friend Brent would say they always save the best for last, right? Let's give another big round of applause for all of our service men and women who showed up today. We're forever in debt for you. Thank you so much for coming today. Let's hear it once again for our hometown veterans, and let us remember that honoring veterans is more than just an expression of thanks. It's a commitment to uphold the values they have defended, to carry forward their legacy of service in their own lives. Have a safe evening. God bless our veterans, God bless the Woodlands, and God bless America.